Okay, welcome everybody to our eBay broadcast. My name's Trevor, and as usual, I'll be hosting today's eBay training. We've got the eBay 2018 seller update that'll be coming out. A lot of it's going to be rolled out May 1st. So technically not for another month or so are some of these changes going to hit, but I want to just give you guys a quick heads up on a few of those changes. One of the big ones is actually about eBay stores. Now, for some of you guys who aren't familiar with the term or with the program, eBay, when you create a normal seller account, you have just that, a normal seller account. But for more serious sellers that want to get a break on their fees, they typically will set up what's called an eBay store, which is basically an account upgrade that costs a little bit of money that gets you reduced eBay fees. Some of you guys who have done eBay for a while know exactly what I'm talking about. But that's what an eBay store is. Well, their current setup is they have 3 stores right now, 3 different levels. Kind of like a basic level store, a middle solution, and then kind of a top level high tier store for higher volume sellers. They're adding a couple more levels to that, and that's what I want to share with you guys today. So we're looking at the update page for the 2018 eBay store changes. And here's what it says here at the top. It says what you need to know. It says new starter and enterprise eBay store subscriptions and fee updates. Okay, so the new, you've got these 2 new stores, the starter store and the enterprise store. It says eBay stores will be updated to provide a new and enhanced shopping experience and improve search engine and mobile web optimization. So one of the things that eBay is pretty concerned about is they like their listings and your store listings to show up in more places than just ebay.com. In fact, there's a lot of people who start their search for a product right in Google, and eBay's trying to make changes to where your listings actually show up in Google in addition to just eBay. So these are some of the reasons for the changes. It says new eBay store subscriptions. Like I said a minute ago, it says we currently offer 3 eBay store subscriptions. That's your basic, premium, and anchor stores. Starting May 1st, 2018, we will introduce 2 new eBay store subscriptions, the starter and the enterprise. The expanded spectrum of store subscriptions will provide you with a store subscription option that meets your specific business needs and goals. Okay. So it's now going to show us these 2 new stores. Okay. So this is what they call the starter store subscription, which might actually be good for some of you guys that are new sellers. So it says if you list more than 50 items each month, the new starter store subscription will give you the tools you need to grow your business. If you pay for the year up front, you guys can see this right here. It's let me grab my pen. Here you go. It's about $5 a month if you pay up front. So that would mean what you're paying $60 up front, and that gets you 12 months of this store. If you go month to month, it's $8, which some of you guys like to do, which isn't a bad option because if later you want to upgrade your store, then you just upgrade to a higher monthly fee. The advantage here is you get 100 fixed priced or auction style listings for free. So you guys know that if you have just a normal seller account, you get 50 free listings per month, right? When I say free in terms of what's called the insertion fee, meaning they're not going to charge you a 30-cent fee just to put the item on for 50. And what they're saying is, well, if you pay us $8 a month, we'll give you 100 instead of 50. Is really what they're saying. But there is still a final value fee of, you're usually with an eBay store, it's somewhere between 6 and 9% of fee for the item you sold. Okay, so that's the starter store. It's now like the lowest level of stores. And then they've got one called the Enterprise Store subscription, which for most of our clients, they don't usually, I mean, this is more for like a larger company, or in their words, an enterprise. You get 100,000 free listings per month that are fixed price listings, and that's going to cost you $3,000 a month just to have the store. So like a company like Target, who's listing a lot of their stuff on eBay or Walmart or some other large company, Kohl's, they'll probably have a store like this. It'll actually save them a lot on fees. But for you guys, an enterprise store is obviously not the solution you need, not at this point anyway. Okay, so scrolling down, let me just read just a few of these other changes. Okay, so it says starting May 1st, 2018, the yearly fee for a basic store subscription will change from $19.95 a month to $21.95 a month. The monthly fee for a basic store subscription, it goes from $24.95 to $27.95. So they're actually raising prices. That's the bottom line. Is their eBay stores are getting more expensive. So the basic store was the one I had recommended to most of my clients who were first getting started, and now that's going up. It's nothing significant. It's only a couple, $2 or $3 a month. But hey, every dollar counts. So eBay is raising their prices as far as their stores are concerned. For non-store items, when you exceed your 50 free listing allocation, so that's anybody who doesn't have an eBay store, the insertion fee is going from 30 cents to 35 cents a listing. Also not really significant, but it does add up. So that would mean that you list 50 items, and then on your 51st item, whether the item sells or not, eBay is going to charge you 35 cents just to put it on to eBay. So that's a concern if you're a non-store. Most of you guys will probably just end up upgrading to some kind of a store when you get above 50 listings. So I don't think that should impact you very much. The starter store, which is one of their new ones, it says when you exceed your 100 zero insertion fee listing allocation, the insertion fee listing will be 30 cents. So instead of the 35 for non-stores, it's 30 cents. This one, though, the basic store, that's the one we've been recommending all along. It says when you exceed your 250 zero insertion fee listing allocation, the insertion fee for each fixed price listing will be changed from 20 to 25 cents. So if you list your 251st item in a month, that goes up to 25 cents instead of 20. Across the board, the change is eBay is increasing their store costs. So here's a nice little graphic here that'll kind of show you the differences and the breakdowns with all of these. Let me scroll to that. There you go. Okay, so this says eBay store subscriptions. You've got starter, basic, premium, anchor, and enterprise. Anchor, this one right here, that used to be your largest store, but with this 2018 change, enterprise is now the one. But guys, none of you guys are using enterprise. I actually don't have a ton of clients that use Anchor either. Those are pretty big stores. Most of you guys are going to want to do this one. I think there's some value in the starter, but most of you guys list pretty good volume. So this one is your 250 free listings and 25 cents after that per listing. Okay. And the price did increase. If you're paying a full month a full year in advance, what's the math on that? $21.95 times 12. Yeah, $263.40. You got to pay up front to have 12 months. If you're going month to month, it's $27.95 per month. Okay, so it's a little more expensive on both fronts. The costs are going up, guys, on eBay. They always do. So every few years, every year really, I do an update on their spring changes. Usually eBay will do a spring change, and they'll also do a fall update on policies. Their spring one is usually the big one, though. And that's where they roll out some of the bigger changes that they're trying to do for the year. This is not surprising. In the past 10 or so years that I've done eBay, they've slowly kind of ratcheted up their fees. And, frankly, I can't blame them. This is pretty standard in this industry and across the board. Like, stuff just gets more expensive, doesn't it? It's called inflation, and eBay is not immune to it either. What was the cost of a loaf of bread 10 or 15 years ago, or worse, 30 or 40 years ago? Things just go up a little bit over time. eBay fees are certainly an example of that. We wish they didn't. Sellers grumble about it and whine about it all the time, and I do too. But in the grand scheme of things, if you're selling and doing the things you should, a few bucks a month, that obviously that shouldn't hurt you too much. So anyway, if I'm you guys, look at staying with a basic store. If you're really crushing it and you're using a lot of listings, think about a premium store. This new starter store, I don't know. There's not many of my clients that are only listing around 100 a month. Most of you guys do a lot more than that, and that's why I think the basic store is going to be better for you. So anyway, hope that helps. That's the changes coming out May 1st for eBay stores. If you have questions, contact your coach. But otherwise, we'll be updating you guys about other 2018 eBay seller updates as the month goes by. I'll keep you guys in the loop about these changes, and I'll see you guys all next time. Thanks for sticking around.